agree that health and vitality is important?
Yes.
Who would agree that Tim Tams are good for you? No, I don't think so. The reason I threw the Tim Tams, because just to let you know a little bit about the journey, is on the 28th of the 12th, 2012, I ate my last Tim Tam. And I then embarked on my journey of health. I did my first colon cleanse after listening to John Tolman, and I thought I was going to die. Honestly, it was just, I didn't realise so much stuff could actually come out of your system. Since then, I've done a couple of weekend fasts or a couple of colon cleanse. Last year I did an 8-day colon cleanse. The beginning of January with Kathy's help, I did a 6-day quarter fast, and then I embarked on the Bhagwan of all Bhagwans, which is the 30-day fast. The reason I did it was because I had a situation in my life where my accountant had basically wiped out my self-managed super fund. I found myself a lawyer, so I could actually work out. So I found myself a lawyer. I worked out how to get rid of, you had to pull all my tax together, and I thought, well, if I'm going to purge my tax, I may as well purge my body at the same time. So I started 13 days on juice, then I went 6 days on water. I went back to juice, but my body was just saying to me, no more. I started listening to my body. I started getting clearer. Now I did this, mind you, all on the travel. So I did 6 days of purging my tax. I then got on a plane, I flew to Melbourne. I then, from Melbourne, I went to Sydney and did a 6-day course. By day 19, it was me. And people who knew me, it was day 1 of the course. I said, oh my God, Jazzy, which is what they call me, what the hell happened to you? I said, I'm on day 19 of a fast. And a couple of people like you were in the room, and they said, look, go and see this guy. So I went and saw Alex, and Alex said to me, yep, it's got nothing to do with the actual fast. As you fast, first you purge what's in your body, then you start to, your emotions start to come up, and the cleaning and the depth of what goes on for yourself. I had to face a lot of demons. I had to look at where I was at, where I wanted to play in life. Alex helped me clear that, and I've been sailing through it since then. You know, it's funny, you would think, my boyfriend Brad here, you would think the fried rice he's eating would tempt me, but in actual fact, it's more like that fruit on the table. My body is just going. However, because your body, once you start to purge it, you start to get rid of the toxins and you start to get clearer, your body actually starts to talk to you. Your senses get sharper. I mean, I can smell stuff at 100 feet now, whereas before my senses were really dull. This part of the journey to date, I've lost 13 kilos. Since the 28th of the 12th, 2012, I've lost 26 kilos. Woohoo! Yeah. The only thing I haven't really lost is here. So, with the fast, and look, I'll break the fast on Tuesday, and I'm salivating over half an avocado and raw honey. You know how good that is. So that's my journey, and that's where I've been. Would anybody like to ask any questions?
What's the juice recipe?
With the juice recipe, the main one I stuck to was called Kabbalah juice. So use a kilo of carrots with 1 beetroot, 1 apple, 1 lemon, 1 apple, and
beetroot. Yeah.
So 3 kinds of apples.
Yellow apples, green apple, and red. Because the colours also help.
Well, the other thing is when I first started the 6-day, we actually started doing more like the green foods and then having apple as a base. Always put lemon in it. I actually try to go with what my body feels, particularly when I'm shopping. You know, what vegetables are calling to me or singing to me or saying bye me.
What was the hardest day?
I think that day 19 because I'm
What
just,
in day 3?
no, I think because I've had a relatively healthy, like when you first do your first detox, you won't believe the stuff you go through. Your mind's talking to you, it's like, oh, just quit, just that your body's like going, I'm dying. Your mind's just going, just come on, just eat it. Come on, just come on. You've done 2 days, you know. And that usually happens around the 3rd and the 4th day. Once you get over those, that's great. But I also find the more detoxes you do, the less toxicity your body has in it, the better you eat between those detoxes, the better you come through it. I mean, my first 6-day water fast, I did after eating really hot. I mean, I even sat there at Christmas. I took my own salad, I took my own dressing, I had my own stuff. I didn't touch any of the ham and the products there. And my first 6-day juice fast, I was like this. I had so much energy and I was jumping out of my skin. So it depends on how toxic you are, but you've also no pain, no gain. And I once heard this statement when I was driving along before I did my first colon cleanse and gave up my last Tim Tam. He said, they were talking about organic food, and they said, if you can't afford to be healthy now, then you really need to be able to afford to be sick later. The problem with being sick later is you don't have the health and the vitality. You may not even have the income.
What was your colon cleanse?
I did John Tolman's colon cleanse. You can actually buy pre-colon cleanse, but Kathy actually has a good recipe for colon cleanses, which I'm sure if you ask her after, she'd be really happy to do it. But that was 2 days, and it took a lot of prep, and you needed to be on the ball. And I really felt overwhelmed with it, but I just thought I'll just give it a go.
Sorry, was it herbs or was it diet?
Bentonite clay.
Oh, yeah.
So the first part of the colon cleanse on the first hour, like it was 2 hours, and then you repeated those 2 hours 5 times. So you had to start with drinking a litre of water in the morning before you got started, with the salt flush. Then you had to have the bentonite clay mixture that you had. Now, most people tell you to have it with water,
Yeah, I agree.
apple juice, or watermelon. And then the second part was, so the bentonite clay, as Kathy said, draws out the toxins. The second part of it is the psyllium husk. Don has a little bit of apple in it. Kathy says a bit of a ginger. Is that right?
Yeah, you put ginger with it. Did you put ginger with
No, I'm doing mine on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
But
I just think it's good for your diabetic system and also
so ginger's a good thing.
more taste to it.
And then again, no water, do it with apple juice, and you have that. And then what it does is the bentonite clay loosens it, and this comes through and scrubs it out. And you do that for 10 hours of the day. And in between, you have to drink half a litre of water. So by the time you've finished, you've actually had like 10 litres of something. And I tell you, it comes out. And out, and out, and out. And I can even tell you after 30 days, 27 days, it's still coming out. The first thing I noticed was how much shit we hold on to. You know, that I think the first 5 kilos I lost was basically sitting there in the colon. And after this, I'm going to go into intermittent fasting. Does anybody know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where, so let's say you want to work your way up to a longer fast. You can fast for 24 hours. Now, if you've never done a fast before, start at lunchtime, one day. So you can have breakfast and lunch, start after lunch, and then go to lunch the next day. And just drink water, or you can also drink juice. So you don't have to just do it strictly on water. Or you can actually then combine it and have 2 days. So once I finish here, I'm actually going to do 2 days intermittent fasting. A week. Because I actually really noticed I don't want to lose this health and vitality. I don't want to lose the mental clarity I have. My skin feels great. I had bumps all over my face and I had bumps on my leg. Gone. My body is, once you stop eating, your body actually starts healing itself. Once it starts to process the food, it can go, oh, we don't have to worry about the food anymore. We can actually now get to that, you know those maintenance jobs that you always put off? That's what fasting does. The body goes, oh, I can start healing now. I can go and start repairing the cells and the tissues and the memory so that you can actually get back into doing what you do best, which is that health, living and vitality. And like Kathy said, it's joy. And not only that, by me doing it, me telling my story, because I went on a course and people just went, you what? You've had what? You're doing what? How many days? I said 19. So when are you stopping? I said at 30. And you go, what? And it does. But because of my certainty and because I went, this is how I feel, this is what I want to do, and because I'm important and I come first, I love me, that's why I do it.
Can I ask you, what about physical exertion?
Well, most people when they do a 30-day fast, they go over to Bali and they have massages, and I can understand why they do that. I think I had a couple of days where my energy really, really dipped, but some of my actually didn't have time to actually honour that because I'm writing a chapter in a book. So I had the edits come back and I was like going on 2 days to do them before I went off on my course. So I just took things a little bit slower. However, you hit a point when your body actually really starts healing and this energy comes from nowhere. I mean, my first fast was a 10-day juice fast. Now, Tola Tolman does an online juice fast, which is free. You get all the information. It actually takes you through all the steps. It also gives you modules to help you clear out your mind and hints you can do and little exercises you can do when you start the day. When I did that fast, now I did that fast probably the year before last, in that 2013. By day 3, I hadn't had any coffee and I was literally jumping out of my skin. My work colleagues said to me, what drugs do you want? And whatever they are, we want them. And then when I told them they had to go on a juice fast to get it, they went, you are on drugs. However, you can do the same thing, fasting, with a green smoothie. You could fast. There's so many ways to do a fast. And one of the best ways is to hop on Kathy's, Kathy and I, when we did the first 6 days, Kathy and I started that Facebook group. Because I didn't know, I said, Kathy, we need to start one. I don't know where to go, I don't know what I'm starting, how much, I need help. And that's what it's about. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked.